Hello everybody, how are we? My name is Unicorn Pondu. Welcome back to another video. And Chantal uploaded a new video called Raging about a new series being made about me, which I can only assume is going to be the Mr. Snowflake video series that he's going to be making. But whenever I saw that she uploaded this, I'm not more like, oh my god, she's mad, she's raging. It's more like, sure. For some reason, to me, at least my little humble opinion, of course, I don't know, it's reading off as kind of clickbaity just to try to get people to click on the video instead of being actually mad. But I guess we'll see. But with that being said, I guess let's see what Chantal has to rage about today, shall we? Oh, rage, big quotation marks.
Hello, foodie beauties.
Hey guys, hey! I know.
We're mad, but we can link a cameo. Yep.
Alright, hello. So, today I woke up and chose violence. This video is going to be me addressing these dumb documentaries made about me. Well, they're not just about me. There are a lot made about other creators as well. I'm doing this because there's a channel that, just like the rest, picks on content creators they see as failures, I guess, and it's usually either Amber Lynn or I. I find it weird that a grown man chooses to obsess over the lives of the two same women, basically beating a dead horse, but whatever.
Okay, so just because they're a man or identify as a man means that they're obsessive and weird, huh? Not off to a great start so far, Chantal, let me just tell you.
Speaking of beating dead horses, figuratively, not literally, of course, this new quote-unquote docu-series being made about me will not, by the way, spoiler, will not contain anything new that you haven't heard a million times before. Also from these few other overly dramatic, embellished bullcrap documentaries, such as Canadian Horror Story, for example. First off, a documentary is supposed to be educational. There's nothing educational about me, about these videos, because you were only able to...
I mean, kinda. It's more like a, hey, if you don't want to screw up, don't do that. Okay, great. Or like a, hey, if you overindulge in food, this might happen to you. Or, hey, if you don't, I don't know, have empathy for other people or other things, this is what might happen to you. Like, I mean, maybe to you it might not seem like that, but really, if you really think about it, it's more educational than you think.
Make conclusions based on limited information about my life. What is educational about me eating?
Which, by the way, is information that you yourself willingly gave the internet, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but...
Eating and telling stories from my past, for example. My life is really not that interesting, nor is my content to warrant 3 hours of an in-depth character study that these creators fabricate. Not only that, they try...
I'm going to be pausing a lot, I'm sorry, but... It's fabricated information, but you quite literally just said that you're the one that gave the information to begin with. Am I understanding that right? But anyways.
Try to analyze me from what seems to be a psychological approach or, about my eating disorder or other matters when they're not even qualified to do that. Being some edgelord living in your parents' basement reading Kiwi Farms all day does not make you a credible source of information. You are not doctors, you are not therapists, and you are certainly not experts on my life. So each of these dumb documentaries starts off with some dramatic cinematic intro. Imagine, like, how am I that interesting? Anyway,
Okay, so if you want to make a video about Chantal, make it boring, I guess. Just no effort, no editing. Make sure that you have a really bad microphone. Just make sure that every plosive that you hear is just directly in your eardrum. No quality control, no editing down, no making it fancy for your viewers to watch. No, just making it completely unbearable and low effort. And yeah, sure, that makes sense.
I guess I'm flattered. So the music is super annoying because it sets the tone of sadness, hopelessness, drama, regret. Again, speculating that we as the subjects feel that way about our lives. Maybe some do, that's their problem. I don't, and here's why. And here's why I don't care if people cancel me, unsub, make 4-hour documentaries about me, because I know I'm human. I know I'm flawed. Show me one person with a perfect life or past, and I'll shut up. Just one.
Lady Gaga. I'm sorry, Lady Gaga. I know it's her accent. I don't mean to make fun of it, but just the way that she said that, it lives rent free in my head. I'm sorry.
One. God made obstacles for us as tests. Life is personal and each individual has their own tailored path. So unless, and this is key, unless you are living in that person's shoes or life path, you really cannot say what you would do or how you would react to certain situations because you are not living it. You will always be looking from the outside in, and that gives you a very limited view. Trust me. Second, I have not done anything so terrible as to warrant that much criticism. I'm sorry, but it's true. People pick apart.
You sure about that? Like, really? Actually? Factually? Like, you're really gonna be dying on this hill, girl. All the phobias and all the isms and cats and there's a lot of things that we could quite literally just take a deep dive on you alone as is, and just like that whole entire summer of 2021 and like winter slash spring of 2022. But we're not going to talk about that. Well, 2021, 2022 respectively. Just all of it's bad. If you really want to die on that hill, Chantel, sure, but I don't know if I would be preaching about that. Okay.
Every little detail. Irrelevant, trivial details. If I play a video game I suck at the first time I play it as a first timer amateur, which is normal, that somehow.
Here's the thing, though. You can suck at video games. Okay, sure. If I'm being quite honest with you, I have played Phasmophobia. I'm pretty much just as equally as bad. But I know the premise of the game. I know kind of what to do. I know how the objects work. I know how to interact with the objects. I know how to open doors. Like, very trivial things that, like, make the gameplay stuff. No one's talking about, like, oh, no, this is awful. Like, wow, she's playing a video game. She's so bad. It's more like, oh, she doesn't know even, like, what to do, what the premise of the game is. She didn't even do the in-game tutorial to try to learn how to play. Instead, she's going to be troubleshooting live, and there was no audio for the first half of the live stream. Like, but okay, we're just ragging on you for no reason.
How warrants a 5-hour live stream? Similarly with these documentaries, a 3-hour ordeal on me eating pasta and going on and off diets and talking about my abuser and low-key victim shaming. Sorry, former abuser. This new series about to come out, again, this has this ridiculous cinematic trailer, and the first sentence from the intro song they so carefully chose for it starts with basically, "You are the reason your father wasn't there." Nice choice of song. Blaming a child for their father being a deadbeat absent parent, it's never the child's fault. I can tell already by the stage that was set with this trailer, this will also be a load of crap series. But nonetheless, it's very lucrative because there's a lot of haters who will eat it up with a fork and spoon. Like I said, beating a dead horse. We already heard my life story. We already blamed me for dropping the charges, which if you simply use Google, many women in narcissistic abusive situations.
Are we really going about this, girl? Can you just leave Natter where he was? Like, honestly, like, he's not worth bringing back up. If he was some amazing award-winning guy that saved puppies out of, like, a sinking boat or something, sure, but he's not worth bringing back up and making relevant again, I promise you. I promise you, he's not worth bringing back up.
Do that.
And also, you don't have to be, saving puppies out of boats to be, a decent human being. Like, you know what I mean? She always paints him whenever she really likes him. It's like, oh my gosh, he's so great. He's so amazing, so wonderful. Where's your man? Where's your this? Where's your that? But then whenever he doesn't suit her anymore, or he blows her off, or whatever the case might be, he's the scum of the earth. And how dare you? Just, anyways, I'd rather just leave him back in 2022 where he belongs.
It's the past. I don't live there anymore. You are reliving.
But yet you're bringing it up still. Anyways.
Someone's trauma and someone's past for your own gain. It's weird and all too common. Anything I have gone through is normal because many have gone through similar things. Getting too drunk and saying things we don't mean.
Here's the thing, though, with that. I feel like people don't turn into complete blatant racists and saying, like, stuff about people being HUNG by the president of their native country and just a lot of racists and stuff and things. And yeah, I don't feel like most people, whenever they indulge in alcoholic beverages, tend to do that. But I don't drink personally, so I don't really have any personal experience. But from what I've gathered around, in the internet and things, and yeah, that's not usually the case.
For example, Cuba rage gets rubbed in my face like I give a crap that I raged on my abuser after being subjected to a weekend of having my car keys and phone hidden and being pushed into situations I was not comfortable with.
Even though I hate to say it, but at the same time, though, Chantal, you kind of willingly went back over and over, even though people were screaming at you to never talk to him again, and you willingly did that on your own accord? Yeah.
Uvalde incident. I didn't write pumped up kicks, by the way.
Yeah, so what we're not gonna do is that you willingly multiple times over and over again were dancing and laughing and making finger guns like pretty much a week after it happened. And of course, saying I didn't write pumped up kicks, but you sure were singing it a lot, even though you had tons of people on Twitter and also in your live chat screaming for you to please stop and get off of live stream. But of course, it's all of our faults.
I didn't attack kids. That is something that gets twisted. Again, this is a
I can't tell if she's just doing this for, again, like the attention and the clicks, or if she's really that delusional into thinking that people were saying that she did that. No. What you did was insensitive. No one's accusing you of that. I promise you, unless if I missed something, which I don't believe I did, no one's accusing you of that.
perfect example. I remember sobbing for them and mocking the gun culture of the US because it's not a secret that the US has a problem with shooters. There's a shooting every other day. I was also very drunk, and maybe my delivery was in poor taste, but I would never mock deceased children. Again, another example of how things get twisted to make...
Well, I mean, it's not a super great look that you were laughing and giggling throughout the entire story about someone that got essayed by a doctor and was making fun of the doctor's name and giggling right after saying how she got essayed, but okay.
me look bad. Well, if people want to believe these things about me, I don't care. Recently, I was accused of giggling while telling a true crime story. Again, and to make me look like a villain. Giggling because the perpetrator had a funny last name.
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to be pausing a lot. Again, I am so sorry. Like, having a little giggle or two, because it is kind of a funny name, right? Like, it makes sense. I'm not saying that no one can never laugh ever, but just like throughout the entire thing and mocking his last name throughout the entire thing and laughing, whether it was at his last name or it just came off very insensitive. And of course, instead of apologizing, she's going to be doubling down on that. Again, I don't know if it's for money or if she's actually upset about that, but Chantal, if everyone's saying that like you're the a-hole, you might be the a-hole. I'm very sorry to tell you.
Not because someone was victimized, you morons. My cat's nail situation, again.
I'm just gonna press play because it's nothing that we haven't heard before, I'm sure.
I've explained a million times what happened. I don't care if you don't believe it or not, and I certainly don't care if I'm hated. I get asked that a lot. Do you care you are so hated? No, of course not. I'm also very loved. And I'm grateful to have experienced everything in my life because I trust in God's plan for me. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, people like to throw the fact that as a 15-year-old, I faked an unaliving incident for attention. I was very mentally ill. I was admitted to inpatient even, and I had a lot of issues. Again, that was 25 years ago. So get out of my face with that. Some of you haven't even been alive that long. Why are you all still ruminating and obsessing over my past when it's something I've moved on from? Certain incidents I have learned from and moved on. I grew up. As for the whole...
But yet, here we are still complaining and talking about them, even though it's your life and your actions and your own words, though. Sure.
thing with Nattered, I don't talk about that at all anymore, if you haven't noticed, for...
Are you sure? Because you quite literally just brought that up not too long ago when you just mentioned him.
Reason. I've moved on. So should all of you. That was a deeply traumatic time in my life, and the victim shaming and exploiting the situation over and over is...
Oh my god. Chantal, can we not, please? Can we not do this? It's too early. It's only, 2:24 p.m. here where I am, but it's still too early for this. Can we not? I don't know. Can we do like a cooking video instead? Can we do another mukbang where you ate a salad? Like, that sounds like a lovely time. I don't know, you complaining about other people's issues with you whenever it's, your own story about your own life and whatever the case might be. I'm over it. Can we not talk about this anymore? Like, we were having such a good time. I mean, not really, but like, it was better than this.
gross. It's gross how people don't believe my story, even though there's video evidence of him being an abuser on video.
And even though you said yourself that you grossly exaggerated the story.
Oh, and doo-doo, you can keep your abusive...
Okay, and why did... You mentioned him, but of course you just had to mention TD. Oh, girl, just go back home and get on that purple mattress. Come on, at this point, it'll be a lot more entertaining than whatever the hell this video is.
Kitchen burning, belly dancing, cigarette money leeching man baby. But anyway, even if no one believes it, I don't care. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you make 1,000 crappy documentaries about the same subjects. Most of the information provided for the series was not given by me, someone who's actually lived these experiences.
I mean, where else would the information come from, though? Like, Chantal, you've told a lot about your past. Do you think we're just making things up out of thin air?
But rather from haters or people with a negative view on my life and personality. People think they know me and my past more than I do myself, which is just absurd, for obvious reasons. These documentaries are therefore the least credible sources of information on me out there. Yes, sure, I have an eating disorder. I can't follow through with much and blah, blah, blah. We all heard this before, but I'm still here and I'm still trying and I'm not giving up. Most times you're wrong about me. It comes as no surprise though, seeing as you listen to critics, quote unquote, critics who are big jokes. They say I'm not married, for example, and you believe it without proof. Even after I've stated that it is not legal for us to live together here if not married. No one listens and stories are made up because I'm not living the reality you have.
Because, Chantal, I hate to tell you this, I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million times before. Whenever a liar lies multiple times and they're caught in their own lies and they admit that they've lied about whatever the case might be over and over and over again, it's kind of human nature to kind of take a step back and be like, oh, I probably shouldn't trust that person, what that person says because they've lied.
Created for me. It doesn't fit your narrative. You were wrong. Most of you still think it's only a matter of time before I return to the dumpster fire life, and some are sick and waiting for this. Some want me back with the abuser for entertainment. Can you imagine? Sounds like a study on yourself would be more interesting. I made some poor choices in life, but I learned from them and I move on. Some I'm still working on. It's my life, my journey. All this drama is...
It's my life and my journey, even though I'm the one that posted on the internet for everyone to watch. Yeah, it's my life though. It's my life. Anyways.
Is for nothing. People just still feeding off my past for profit. Another thing people need to knock it off with is this accusing me of exploiting things that happened to me in my life. It's my life. I'm allowed to tell my story. The only one exploiting things at this point are reactors and these dumb documentary makers. The past is the past. Move on. So I'm not allowed to talk about my experiences, but you are allowed to talk about my experiences? Yes,
Okay, so you're allowed to talk about your experiences, but other people can't talk about your experiences, even though you're the one that told them the information about that said experience that you posted online willingly for everyone to see that wanted to watch. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Struggle with problems still in life, but they don't keep me down because why should they? We were designed to overcome things God throws at us. Read the Quran. It will help you understand these concepts. People try
Chantal, can you like not bring religion into this for like 5 seconds, please? I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to make yourself a better person by doing that and reading and praying and whatever the case might be, no matter what religion it might be, okay, sure, great, love that for you. But can you not right now, please? Thanks.
So hard every day to bring me down, and it doesn't work and it never will. Examine your heads and think of why you so desperately want someone to fail. It's a bizarre common ground in Gore World, and that's one of the reasons that community is a pile of dog crap.
Even though you're the star of, hey, it's her own words.
Exploits the same overweight women while most of the Gore World people are obsessed, overweight, uneducated, uncultured weirdos. Anyway, I wanted to address that, so please don't ever come and ask me, have you seen the trailer for the new series on you? I don't care. I don't care if I get canceled again. I don't care if you don't like my content. I mean, here's another example of Gore World being ridiculous. Most of the reactors can't stand mukbangs, but watch every one I make in a 2-hour live stream. Weirdos, wallah. Anyway,
I don't know. I pretty much just watch them and edit them down and like remove all of the mukbang aspects of it. You know, I went in the store. Like that stuff. Okay, great. I can edit that out. Yeah, it's more like, oh, she uploaded. Okay, I'll get to it whenever I can.
I'm done giving my opinion on these matters, but to summarize, the outrage and exaggerated contrived drama for views is stupid and entertainment fit for those with low intelligence. And no, just because I give my opinion on something doesn't mean I'm affected or bothered by it. By that logic, the reactors who talk about every single thing I do and screech about it for 3 hours straight are super bothered then. I just get asked a lot about my thoughts on all this criticism, quote unquote, not constructive, most of it, and these are my thoughts. Oh, and by the way, some advice is
Which, I mean, to be fair, I mean, no matter how bad the take is or, whatever the case might be, she's allowed to have her opinion, but.
given out of caring and a good place. I'm not attacking you people. Anyway, I get told a lot my channel is tanking and I'm boring. I don't see it that way. I'm at a different phase in my life, and for me it's exciting. And even if I'm battling health issues and an eating disorder, I'm still grateful for all God has given me, and I don't place my self-worth in the words of Gore World or how much money I make. I saw one of these stupid documentaries talking about Boogie2988, another YouTuber, and while yes, he has done controversial, not so nice things, sometimes the whole documentary was keeping track of his net worth and how much money he had. He even says he's worthless at one point because he has no money. Money does not determine your worth as a person. The sad music documentary basically making a person seem worthless because they are broke. Maybe God made him broke to teach him that his net worth is not measured in dollars and cents. But that's for him to learn. I will never ever let money affect my emotions or gratitude for life. This is one big thing I've learned in life that has been so valuable to me. Wealth is not monetary to me at all. At one point when I was making, let's say, $20,000 a month, I still wasn't happy. I blew through it just like Boogie did, and I don't care about it even 1% now. How can I regret an experience I needed to happen to learn from it? To learn that value of that money, I had to lose it first. This is how I try to look at life in a positive manner. It's not possible to avoid making human error. The important thing is to realize they will happen and learn from them. If you keep making the same error, you haven't learned how to deal with the problem yet. It's okay.
Okay, great. Apply that to this entire video if you're not just doing it for clicks and views then. Like, truly and honestly, if you really want to go there, that would be a great first step.
Okay, forgive yourself and be patient. Trust and turn to God. He's in control of your life when you can't be. Anyway, you can make 1,908 documentaries about me, as I've said, and my past, and the turd chef. I don't give a flying crap at all anymore. That I promise you. Again, same crap, different dramatic, cinematic intro, all.
Okay, since we're almost done, I'm going to speed her up to 1.5 because honestly, it's pretty much the same exact thing on repeat now for the past 15 minutes, and I'm kind of over it.
To study a life I've shared openly myself anyway. I always expose myself because I'm not ashamed to be human. I'm not ashamed to admit my life has had many errors and is indeed a speckled axe, but it's also perfectly imperfect. And it is my own, and I can't complain. I have a loving family, a few good friends, a loving husband. Yes, there's been a scandal and it's not perfect, but we're giving it a chance, and there's so much good besides that, and it's been so good since that. And if it turns out to be the wrong decision, oh well, I'll move on like I always do. We have a car, a condo by the ocean, food, pets, travel experience, the freedom to do whatever we want, to travel, and most importantly, I have my faith. I feel rich in many ways, and none have to do with money. You can always make money. Money comes and goes. Anyways, thanks for listening. I will end with saying that I will not be watching any of these new series coming out about me or any reactions, which I never watch their videos directly anyway, so I have better things to do. Heck, even picking my nose and staring at the wall is more productive than watching someone discuss how I
Okay, Grant, that's enough for me. So, with that being said, though, I suppose, thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.